Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube. It's Leia, of course, and look who we have joining us today. He'll be 5 months on Friday. On my last video he was still a baby, but anyways, oh, excuse this crazy hair. So I was given a few topics to talk about, so we're going to talk about those today. So going into motherhood, I was kind of scared and nervous, but at the same time I was excited. And of course I knew from the beginning I was gonna be a great mom, of course, because I have nieces, I have nephews, so they're practically like my kids, even though I didn't actually give birth to them, but I kind of got my learning experience from them. So it pretty much wasn't that bad. Besides, like I said, I actually was kind of more scared of me delivering. Like, am I gonna do it right? Am I gonna do something wrong? But other than that, I had a healthy pregnancy. He was healthy, even though by the time I found out I was about like 3 months. But anyways, yeah. So had a healthy pregnancy. Everything went smoothly with me and him. Y'all can see. And kind of to like throw this in here, he's like growing so fast. Like, he's been holding his bottle since he was about like 2-3 months. He's rolling over now, also trying to walk, but he's not crawling. So yeah, but anyways, oh, he's eating baby food now. Our daily routine, probably about normal person routine, would you say? We get up early every morning, not because I have to go to work, but even when I was pregnant and he was in my stomach, I got up early even on weekends. So the same applies with him. Mommy must have, I would say mommy must have going into labor. I would definitely say make sure you do have some comfortable clothing, because after birth, TMI I know, but after birth you do have a lot of bleeding, and you of course don't want to have something not comfortable on. I would say definitely pads. I wouldn't say medicine because they'll supply the medicine to you at the hospital. I would say things of that nature you should definitely have, as far as like mommy must have. Oh, also, if you're gonna breastfeed, I do recommend you getting like the creams for your nipples, because if not, they're gonna crack and they're gonna be really sore, and the cream really helps. And I also see, you guys, he gets excited and he likes to do this. Definitely have to take a bath after this. But also, if you're gonna breastfeed, I do recommend you getting like the nursing pads, because your boobs will leak a whole lot. Like, mine's leaked so bad that it went through my bra and through my shirt. And when it first happened to me, I was laying down and I was like, what was that? But that is a few things that I recommend. Of course, you don't have to. Of course, make sure you have, a newborn outfit for your baby to go home in. I do recommend something like nail clippers, just in case you may need it. Of course, mommy must have like a bassinet or something to put the baby in. I don't recommend you sleeping with your baby at the beginning, because of course you could be really tired and you can definitely roll over and suffocate your baby. Don't sleep with my baby in the bed. Definitely too scary for that. Anyways, I would just say things of that nature. Of course, if you're gonna breastfeed, make sure you have a breast pump. Make sure you have plenty of bottles. Definitely plenty of pacifiers, because babies will definitely lose the pacifier, or you may not be paying attention. Pacifier might fall. Definitely recommend having lots of pacifiers. Of course, I would recommend making sure you have, as far as like baby wash, I wouldn't recommend using Johnson & Johnson. Really, just I would recommend Johnson & Johnson. I started off with that because because of my baby shower, I did receive tons of those. And I did grow up on Johnson & Johnson, so I thought it would be good. But after a while, I started noticing his skin was kind of getting irritated from it. I was using the lavender because, of course, the lavender is supposed to help babies sleep at nighttime. I don't recommend that. I do recommend getting something like Aveeno, or just something that's good for like dry skin, keep the baby skin moisturized. Or of course, if your baby has eczema, I do recommend that. I do also recommend make sure you have plenty of diapers and wipes for sure, because you definitely need that. At the beginning, babies do like use the bathroom a whole lot. But those are just a few things that I think a lot of moms should have. Yeah, pretty much sums that part up. Let's see what else we have here. Self-view. So my self-view, I would never say I never had confidence in myself. Hey Hey, I would never say I never had confidence in myself or my body. Yes, I know I'm super skinny. Hey, whatever. I know one thing about me is I'm super skinny, but I do have hips. Of course, I've always been little, but I always tell people, look, when I was like in dang on like 5th grade or like going into middle school, I used to wear a 000. Some people didn't even know 000s exist, but honey, I used to wear 000, and now I'm like 6'7", so I got a little meat on my bones because I've seen people way skinnier than me. But I wouldn't say I look at myself any different. I did snap back to my actual weight that I was before I was pregnant. Jason, look here, little boy. Anyways, my self-view for myself did not change at all. I still look at myself as the same. I do feel at sometimes that motherhood can be hard, just because I do feel like sometimes I do everything by myself. It can seem hard, or maybe because I'm just like get tired because I go to work. I work at a call center and I work for an insurance company, so I'm at work for 8 hours a day talking to people, repeating myself over and over and over. So other than that, it's nothing bad. I don't look at myself any different. I feel like he's actually changing me. I'm not gonna say I was a bad person, but I feel like he's changing me for the good. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I actually don't tolerate no more. It's a lot of stuff I won't tolerate anymore just because I have him. So I actually, you know, just feel like it would be better for him. Like, I don't want any negative energy, negative vibes. I don't want sometimes people in our lives, like, if you're gonna be here, and don't be like in and out, because he's at the age now where he's like learning everything and he remembers things, and even though he's not inside my stomach, he still feels every emotion that I feel, because he does see when I'm sad, or he can like sense when I'm sad. So I don't recommend you know, basically having negative energy or any of that around. He's a really calm baby. He doesn't cry. As y'all see, I'm doing this video, he has not cried. Anyways, he doesn't cry. Only time he cries when he's hungry or he's wet. But other than that, it's pretty much a good baby. Daycare, still kind of skeptical on that. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm still just skeptical about it. Like, I'd be so scared. Like, I can't deal. Let me see what else we have. Well, if my phone wants to unlock for me. Basically how things are since I became a mom. I wouldn't say my life is no different than it was before I came a mom. I've never been a, I would say, party person. Like, I really don't like going places. I would honestly say I'm really not a people person. I'm not the type of person that always have to be in a crowd or always have to be seen or anything. I just rather be at home, just chilling and watching TV. Of course, eating, because you know, if you really know me, you know I love to eat. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows that by now. But anyways, yeah. So I wouldn't say my life changed any different. Wherever I go, he goes. Like, literally, like, if I have to like go to the bathroom or something, and if I know I'm gonna be in there for an extended period of time, even like washing my hair or anything, I'll definitely put his like swing or something by the door, so he can see me and I can see him. Like I said, I go to the store, he goes with me. I don't leave him behind. My mom and of course his other grandma, they of course, you know, help out. Like, when I go there, like, hey, I'll watch them, you know, you could go do this. But I just really feel like I don't want to. It's not that I don't have help, it's just I rather not, because he's not their responsibility, should I say. He's really my responsibility. They're not the ones who had him, so I don't expect anybody to keep him all the time, or I don't basically need anybody to keep him, because I don't go anywhere. Like I said, I stay at home all the time, so anywhere I go, he go. I'm not gonna go nowhere he can't go, basically. So yeah, nothing is really different. Everything is pretty much still the same. Only thing is I have him, and that's just about it. It's just pretty much like a little mini me, except a boy, but nothing has actually changed. Everything is pretty much the same. Let me see what else we have. Birthday. So birthday, I would start by saying I dilated May 8th. Y'all know I had him June 8th. So May 8th, I started dilating. I was 2 centimeters, and I never dilated no more after that. my thing was, I kept saying, like, I really wanted to get, not from May 8th, but I kept saying I wanted to get 2 more paychecks before I went out and had him. That was my thing. Like, I wanted to have 2 paychecks because my job, they don't offer for you maternity leave for you to get paid. So basically I set out with no pay or whatever. That's why I wanted to make sure I got those 2 last checks before I had him. I was supposed to have him June 11th. Now, I was sleeping, and when I was sleeping, I actually had woke up because I felt this really sharp pain. Like, I was like dead sleep, and I felt this sharp pain, and my stomach was hurting. So I really honestly thought I had to use the bathroom. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So I went in the bathroom. It was like 4 something. And so my mom, she knew I was in there, so she kind of like opened the door and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, my stomach hurt, but I'll be all right." Like, I kind of was like just in pain. I was kind of annoyed because it hurted really bad. So I was texting my sister at the same time, and she was telling me basically, you know, keep a count, like how far apart were the cramps, because that's what it basically felt like. Now, before, when I was having these, I was having Braxton Hicks, and I wasn't, of course, not in labor. But I did that, and I laid down and went back to sleep, and then, I jumped up again because I had this really sharp pain again. I really honestly thought I had to use the bathroom again because, of course, the first time I did. Now, this time, I'm in the bathroom, like, crying. Like, and my mom had already went back in the room and went to sleep because she had to go to work. And I'm just crying, and I could not, for the life of me. So I went and left out the bathroom, laid across the bed, and I was, like, in so much pain. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to make it to my mom's room to tell her that I was in too much pain, because she told me if I didn't feel any better to let her know. And I knew I needed to tell her in person. Wasn't no point of me calling because she is in the same house as me, and I was like, she's probably not even gonna hear her phone. So I finally made it in there to her room to tell her that I was cramping really bad. I couldn't even stand up, like, it was that bad. So of course it was a little chilly outside, so I had to put something on and to make it there or whatever. Now, remind y'all know I love to eat, so I didn't eat until the last time I ate was the night before that. So I'm like, oh my God. So my mom was like, okay, come on. So my mom drove to the hospital, and like she like sped all the way there with the hazard lights on, because at this point, y'all, I'm in labor. I mean, I didn't feel my water breaker or nothing like that. I'm like literally having contractions, and they just started getting closer and closer and closer. Make it to the hospital. My mom went in there and told them, like, hey, she's such and such, like, I'm in my last month, y'all. I'm supposed to have him in a few days. I'm supposed to have him in 3 days. My mom's like, she's supposed to have the baby in 3 days, blah, blah, blah. And I run down. So the people, the reception stuff, they came outside with the wheelchair, and they put me in the wheelchair, and my mom had to go park because, of course, she pulled up to the emergency part. So they wheelchair me up, and I go inside. Of course, they tell me I have to take off my clothing. I have to put on the little hospital gown thing or whatever. Put that on, and I'm in so much pain because I'm in the bathroom and I'm changing, but of course I have to pee at the same time, so I'm like in so much pain or whatever. So my mom finally makes it in there, and I'm laying down on the bed, and they come and put the monitor on my stomach to monitor. Just really, y'all, he literally does this every time he's excited and Mickey Mouse is on. But they put the monitor on my stomach, of course, to monitor my contractions and, of course, his heartbeat and everything. So anyways, my contractions started getting heavier, and like really just they were like so painful, y'all. Like, I can't make this up. Like, I have never felt so much pain in my life. But they were getting worse, and they were starting to get closer and closer together. So I was in there like screaming. Like, it was nobody back there where I was besides the nurses. And that's what they weren't going to check me because they knew I was in so much pain or whatever. So my mom, she was standing there holding my hand, and she was watching the machine, and she would let me know when like the really strong contraction would come. And those hurt so bad. And so remind you, I don't stay in Augusta anymore. So like towards the end of my pregnancy, I was literally driving to Augusta like every weekend. As soon as I get off work, I have my bathroom car. I was going to Augusta every weekend because I wanted to be surrounded by family. Like, where I stay, I don't have any family. So I wanted to be there with everybody, so that way everybody could, of course, come visit, because I don't want to hear no little excuses like, oh, you too far, I can't come, blah, 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 whatever. But that was that. So my mom was like, they wouldn't give her records, which the doctor I had would not give me my records at all. I tried to get them to fax it over, all this stuff. Nobody wouldn't give me my stuff. Like, I really hate that doctor, and I would never ever go there again. But anyways, So I literally had to do all this blood work over again, and I could not get no epidural, no nothing until my blood work came back for them to verify. Even though I told them everything as far as my history, like there was nothing wrong with me or him. I didn't have anything because of course, you know, they do extra stuff like, do you have anything like HIV and stuff like that? Of course they have to know all that stuff. I was like, I don't have none of that. Everything came back negative. I'm healthy, he's healthy, nothing's wrong with him. He doesn't have any birth defects or nothing. But they could not take my word. I had to do this blood work again. I remind y'all, when I got to the hospital, it was like 5 something going on 6. So at 7, of course, at hospitals they do they like the nurses swap shifts. You know, the next set of nurses come in at 7 a.m. So I'm still in there. Finally, blood work come back or whatever, and the lady was like, "Well, we are gonna have to check you. I know you're in so much pain, but we're gonna have to check you and see if you are contracting." So by the time she checked me, I was already 4 centimeters. Remind y'all, I was already 2 centimeters from the month before that. So I was at 4 centimeters, and finally took me into the room where I was going to be delivering at. I'm in there. Of course, they put the monitor back on. The doctor finally comes in to do the epidural. I was so happy because the epidural kicked in like that. Like people talking about, people and him was saying it was gonna take like 15 minutes for it to kick in. No, baby, that kicked in right after he was finished, and I was so glad because I couldn't feel no more contractions. At this point, I'm just in there, and then they come in and saying, well, we'll give you this. It's like this exercise ball. It was shaped like a little peanut. And they put that between my leg, and she was coming back in there to check. And by that time, I had already dilated to 7 centimeters. Like, y'all, I'm dilating fast as crap, like super fast. And only people who was in delivery with me, of course, was my mom and his dad. But anyways, so I'm like dilating like super fast, like y'all. So then she was like, okay, we're gonna switch it to the other side, because I started off on my right side with the ball, and then I switched to the opposite side. And then she come back in because of course she had to keep checking in on me until like the actual doctor came, because we was waiting for him because he was gonna come in and introduce himself and, you know, get a little information about me and him and give like a rundown on how he does things. So okay, cool. So anyways, by the time she does that, she's like, okay, you know, I want, the doctor tells her to practice me pushing, like delivering, before he comes in, because of course, y'all, this is my first child. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know I'm supposed to push, but when you get epidural, you can't feel nothing from your waist down. So like, I won't know if I'm pushing or not. Like, if you stand on the other side, of course you can see if I'm pushing or not. So we were doing practice rounds, and of course the nurse was on the right side, and his dad was on the left side holding my leg, and like I had to like lean forward, and I had to like hold my breath and push. She was like, oh, you're doing really good. And so y'all, while I'm supposed to be practicing, I was real life pushing him out. Like, before you know, she was like, oh my God, I see his hair. She was like, he has a head full of hair. So she ran out the room, and she went to go get the doctor, and she went to call him. The doctor came in, and he was like, he wanted me to push a little bit more because of where he was laying, and he didn't want, you know, anything to get dislocated or him to get stuck or it to end up being like a complicated pregnancy at the end, you know, like me delivering him. So that didn't take that long. Before I knew it, I was pushing him out, and y'all, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I had pushed the baby out. Now remind you, I can't feel nothing. Only thing I felt was like when the rest of his body came out or whatever. And y'all, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just pushed the whole baby out. Like, I was just so shocked. And they were like, do you want to hold him? I was like, no. For one, I can't even see. I ain't even got my glasses on. I cannot see really good at all with my glasses. Like, especially this far away, I can't see. It's blurry. It's blurry. I can't see nothing. So I'm like, no. I was like, y'all could clean them up first or whatever. I had to regroup because I could not believe I just did this. And then, not to mention, when I had to keep on leaning forward, holding my breath and pushing, I was getting lightheaded. And remind you, I had not ate since the night before, so you know I got an attitude. Anyways, I had food waiting for me afterwards or whatever, you know, had family in there, and they went downstairs, got me Chick-fil-A or whatever. I could not believe I pushed them out, but overall, birthday was not that bad. The thing I hated the worst, the thing I hated worst was they do what they call like afterbirth, and they like push on like your like lower stomach, like at the top of your bladder to like release the blood out. That's the part I really hated the worst. And then I had to, they give you like this cream to help so you don't get like hemorrhoids or whatever. And also the part I hated the worst is because I had excuse me, but when you like after that you have to wear pads, and like I had to wear these big old granny pads. Like these were so uncomfortable. I didn't even want to walk. Like I didn't want to walk at all. Oh, and then like before I gave birth, they did this like cream that they put to try down there to try to keep you from tearing, but I'ma just tell you straight up, that cream didn't work because I did tear, but I didn't tear as bad. I did have to get like a few stitches. I think I only got like 3 stitches, but they are dissolvable stitches or whatever. Yeah. So birthday wasn't that bad. It actually was a great experience. Yeah. And that pretty much sums up this video. Until next time, thank you guys for watching and tuning in. We'll be back with more content. Just hey, you gonna say bye-bye? You gonna say bye-bye? You gonna say bye-bye? Bye, you guys.